I don't know. I'm just trying to cover all this.
Oh, it lights up. Yes, it's like I've been trying to send this file to this person all day. Man, I'm gonna try again. So hopefully it went through. Where?
Here.
Oh, I used my phone.
Oh, yeah, it's probably.
I didn't even try. This is for the documents.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to call this a meeting of the Las Vegas Clark County Library District Board of Trustees to order at 5 o'clock. Ms. Nance, if you would please call roll.
Chair Law,
Present.
Trustee Rogers, Trustee Whiteley,
Present.
Trustee Sanchez,
Here.
Trustee Dukowski,
Here.
Trustee White, Trustee Williams,
Here.
Trustee Jones,
Present.
Trustee Foyt,
Here.
Trustee Fittler,
Here.
and we do have a quorum, Chair.
Thank you. And please mark Trustee Rogers and Trustee White as absent excused. Everyone, please. Oh, actually, Trustee Rogers is here. So please mark him present. Everyone, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda item number 2, public comment. Do we have anyone signed up for public comment?
No, we do not.
Yeah, we'll close public comment and move on to agenda item number 3, board action to accept proposed agenda. Do I have a motion to accept the agenda?
I do so move.
We have a first from Trustee Foyt. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Trustee Jones. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Agenda item number 4, approval of proposed minutes. So these are the minutes for the April 10th regular meeting and the April 25th special meeting. I hope everyone had a chance to review these. If there are no changes or additions or deletions, then I will entertain a motion.
So
motion.
We have a first from Trustee Jones and a second from Trustee Fiedler. Agenda item number 5, Chair's report. I had to write it down because I have so many things to talk about. So first, I want to thank former Trustee Huron for her service for the previous 4 years. I understand we forwarded her a gift to her to thank her for her service. I want to congratulate Trustee Fiedler and Trustee Foyt on their appointments. Well, welcome back to Trustee Foyt and welcome to Trustee Fiedler. Celebrations, I want to give a congratulations, even though she's not here, to Trustee White for earning an honorary doctorate from UNLV and a distinguished Nevadan award from the Nevada System of Higher Education Board of Regents, and to Trustee Foyt for outstanding alumni for the university libraries.
What about Trustee Watt?
I don't know about it. No. And then some committee appointments. I am adding Trustee Foyt to the Risk Management Committee to replace Trustee Huron, and I'm making Trustee Dukowski chair. And the nominating committee, it's election time. Everybody, my 2 terms as chair are over, so you won't have to listen to me sitting here in the middle for much longer. The nominating committee, I'm going to appoint Trustee Rogers, Trustee Turner Whiteley, and myself, and name myself as chair. With that, we'll move on to trustees' reports. Does any trustee have anything they would like to discuss? Nope. We'll move on to that. And we don't have
Well, I just wanted to make a comment. I want to congratulate you, Chair, as now you finished your PhD program.
Thank you,
Dr.
Trustee
Nathaniel
Rogers.
Wall now.
It's not for me to say. Thank you, Trustee Rogers. I appreciate that. I'm glad to be done and to never go back to school ever again. So and I don't see anyone from the foundation here, so we'll move on to agenda item number 6, library reports. Executive Director Watson.
Thank you, Chair Watt, trustees. My report is submitted as always. Just some of the highlights. We are continuing to move into our summer challenge that we started early, and there are some brochures that are available for you, and lots of prizes and other activities, and taking advantage of the family reading program to enhance literacy here in the community. Also wanted to point out that I completed the FBI Citizens Academy, so all done with that. It was a very interesting learning experience, and it's going to continue to help us grow our partnership, the Library District's partnership with the FBI, as they continue to help provide services and workshops and learning, not only to the community, but also to the staff in regards to things such as scams and other activities that take place here in our community. Outside of that, I was recently in Qatar, not there when the plane was given away, but I was there and speaking at the Qatar National Library during their Library Leads Forum. I had the opportunity to be the keynote speaker for that event and to share what we're doing here in Las Vegas, Clark County Library District. Lots of partnerships. The forum was all about partnerships and collaborations, not just between libraries, but what and how you can collaborate in your community. And what I learned was that all communities are very similar in trying to do the work that we do here, and got lots of great feedback from that presentation. So at this time, Chair, I'll take any questions regarding my my Executive Director report.
Are there any questions for Executive Director Watson at this time? Are there any reports that any trustee would like to pull forward? Trustee Sanchez.
Yes, I would like to go over the library operations and security reports.
And while Kevin is coming up,
I forgot something. I should have wrote it down like you, Chair. I want to introduce to the library trustees, the board, our new IT director, Robert O'Brien. See, I forgot he's part of the team already. So I wanted to give him an opportunity to share. I looked out in the audience and say, I forgot something. So give Robert the opportunity to introduce himself to you. He's been on board for a little over a month, close to a month.
This is my 4th week.
There you go.
Yeah.
And diving right in. So that's what I wanted to do. So go ahead, Robert.
Hi, I'm Robert O'Brien, and this is my 4th week, so I'm still pretty new. I've worked in IT for about 17 years, or going on my 17th year, and I come from the education and healthcare industry. And I just look forward to kind of modernizing the IT for the library district and really improving on a lot of things that I see. So pretty excited to be here. Thank you.
Well, welcome aboard.
Thanks,
Yes,
appreciate it.
welcome.
Kevin Moss, Library Operations Regional Manager for the record.
Hi.
Hey.
I just wanted to ask you about, I was looking at the library operations report and the security report, and I noticed that there was, and I spoke to Kelvin about this and Nate yesterday, but I did notice that there seems to be an uptick on, I guess you would say, police presence because there's more people having problems at Clark County Library District. So I just wanted to, for the record, you talk to us about what you're doing.
So
On
yeah,
that
we've
matter.
been working with Las Vegas Metro and UNLV Police. We set a meeting with them in January, just starting a communication dialogue with them. And Robin has been inviting them to all of her department head meetings. So it's just really been about establishing a relationship with those police officers, both with Metro and with UNLV, to help us with the presence. They've really helped clean up Escondido, the encampments that we see there. And they're just kind of walking through the library and just making their presence felt. It's been really, really good partnership for us.
So what's the protocol on that? So I know we have security there on campus. How often are you meeting with UNLV or the police? Is that a monthly thing? Is that a weekly thing?
At this point, it's a monthly thing. They come to the department head meetings with us and talk to us about their procedures, our procedures, where they can help us and where we can help them. And they've been showing up to each one. We've also been seeing they do a first Tuesday meeting at the library now. That's led by Metro. And then we've also been seeing Tick Sigerbloom's been doing his town hall at Clark County, all kind of around the same topic.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Are there any other questions for Kevin for the library operation?
I have one. Sorry.
You ran away too quick, Kevin.
Do we have enough security staff ourselves and are they effective?
I believe we do. The security we have is really effective, and the relationships they build with the staff is great. They do a great job of enforcing our rules and policies.
Do they extend into walking the parking lots?
They
and
do.
things for that?
They know all of our boundaries. So especially like at Clark County,
Mhm.
they'll walk the perimeter with Robin and work with her on anything that's going on outside.
Thank
And then Kelvin, you had something.
Yeah, I'll also add that in my conversations recently about removing the unhoused individuals from the wash area, that has significantly increased our incidents at the library district, but I also understand that it's also increased the incidents at UNLV as well. So we're both experiencing the repercussions of this. And to your point, to the question that was just asked, I think we do have enough security. We're just experiencing some changes, and that's why we're working with Metro and working with Commissioner Sigerbloom and reaching out. Like I literally reach out to him personally and for his response to his assistance in this issue.
Well, and having the partnership with UNLV has been great because we can just call them. We do share a property line, basically. They're right across the street from us. So a lot of exactly, well, they'll just cross back and forth across the street. So being able to just call them, they can help out. Or if they see something going on, if they're at their property and see something happening at ours, they can walk across the street. So it's great to have that connection.
And this is Trustee Raj. I can share a little bit. I know that as I was talking with Director Watson, just sharing, once the decision was made to clear out that wash that's right north of Flamingo and Maryland Parkway, a lot of those unhoused individuals migrated south. So that's going to mean they sort of come across Flamingo. And I know we've seen, on the fringes of the university, in our student union, our housing, library, even the area where our UPD operate at the Gateway, and then some of our locations there. And so we've seen a significant uptick in the number of unhoused individuals that are setting up shop in those locations. And then we've also had a significant increase in the number of encounters with those individuals as well. And I know we've been working closely with Metro, closely with the city, county, trying to figure out, can we come up with a regional solution that does not violate the rights of the unhoused as they enter into these public spaces, to figure out what's a what's a long-term sustainable solution for that. So I know that I'm glad to hear that we're having promising conversations with UPD and others to figure out what can be a comprehensive solution for this challenging problem in the region. And we anticipate from our perspective that as the temperatures rise for the summer, that we're going to have even more incidents with them trying to find shelter out of the heat.
I have one question, or
Trustee
just one
Williams, yep.
question slash comment. With school getting out on Friday and knowing that our kids are going to start summer programs and coming, are we looking at just overall at all the locations, increasing some type of security with a lot more traffic coming through, or has there been
We
any
keep it the same
conversation?
through the summer. We keep the same staffing levels and same security levels at the branches through the summer. There's increased awareness with more kids and just more volume coming into the libraries, but we keep the staffing levels at the same.
And that was the one thing that I brought up to Kelvin and Nate. That was my concern is, the kids. But I do believe that like at Clark County, they have a separate room
Mhm.
with a door
Mhm.
for the kids area, and hopefully that helps. But just knowing that we're having more incidences, and I'm not telling you what to do as far as security, but we just want to make sure that we're very, very diligent.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
yeah, Clark County,
Yeah.
they have a whole separate
Yeah.
level.
Mhm.
So it's that third level up there that separates the room.
Thank you.
I have one more.
Yes,
One
sir.
one more concern.
Mhm.
And one of my concerns is because I drive past this area every single day, because I live up on Sunrise Mountain. And it really has to do with traffic and the safety of our kids now that they're out of school. People do not pay attention to this crosswalk here. I drive past it every day. Just looking into how we secure, or how do we look at some of the traffic issues, working with Metro, slowing down traffic around a lot of our library locations, because a lot of them are on major thoroughfares. And this one right here, people run through this light every day. And so I don't know what kind of conversation we can have with Metro to try to do some things around
I
that.
think that's a city function.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
something
city
that we have to talk
function.
to the
We,
city of Las Vegas. Yeah.
we make them aware.
Mhm.
I don't drive past this area, but I am in multiple areas and multiple libraries. And similar to what you just mentioned, Trustee Williams, same thing happens at West Las Vegas, the same, like, it's this, so people don't stop. They don't stop for the crosswalks. We can certainly continue to partner with Metro, but again, that's outside of the scope of the library district.
It's possible, though, we might be able to petition for those with the flashing lights.
Yeah, we can meet, if we meet warrants, then we would be able to get that
That's
with the
gonna
city.
slow
Mhm.
them down.
They,
There's some of
they
those-
roll through those
But I'm
too.
sure those are very
Yeah,
expensive.
but
I'm sure those are expensive, but.
Right.
know.
And I'm aware of those type of things. I just wanted to put it out there and just put it on the record that that is just kind of a concern, to have those conversations when we're talking with Metro, or the city, or whoever is patrolling the area, on occasions, whether they just want to, whether it's early morning or sometime, do different, I wouldn't say stings, but, just help us out a little bit by having a little traffic, awareness for folks.
I'll make note of that and keep the discussion going with Director
Yeah.
Segura and Kelvin.
Any other questions for Kevin? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other reports that anyone would like to bring forward to discuss?
I just wanted to bring forward.
Trustee
yes,
Sanchez.
I believe it's the community engagement report, monthly statistics.
And for trustees who aren't speaking, when you're not speaking, if you could turn off your microphones, because our transcribers are having some challenges.
Good evening, Chair Waugh, Board of Trustees, Director Watson, Council Walt. For the record, Matt McNally, Community Engagement Director.
Hi, Matt. I just wanted to call you forward to say thank you for all the things that you're doing, but because it is summer and a lot of kids are going to be out of school and there's a lot of opportunities, I was wondering if you could talk about some of them that are upcoming for in our area for kids, just to be aware of, aside from the summer challenge, just some great stuff that's happening.
Aside from the summer
And
challenge.
which is huge. You can also talk about that as well, as for people that are watching and don't know.
Yeah, there's I tell everyone over the course of a year, we do, the library district offers about 35,000 programs a year. That equates to 3 to 4 library programs per library per day. And so, you may have a early childhood, story time that might be happening in the morning where our staff are reading to some of our younger kids, and then parents might be there learning different parenting lessons or things like that. We've got lots of great maker programs that are happening, take and make programs for crafting. Some of the things that might happen in the afternoon could be maybe there are rentals that are happening. Our adult learning program might be having English as a second language classes or GED, HSE prep. Things like that. But then in the evening, we might have some world, touring concert of some sort in some of our performing arts centers. So the programs that we offer really vary and are specific, to each different individual demographic and age group.
Thank you. So everyone should look at their website for each library to find that out.
Yep. And if you'd like, I'd be happy to pull some recommendations. I can include those in my next board report for you.
That would be wonderful, especially
Sure.
kids are out of school now, so that'd be great.
No problem.
Like I know the Hamilton hip hop story time should be really fun.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I was trying to, I'll talk about it briefly. I was trying to think of other things around Summer Challenge, but one of our great new partnerships this year with our summer reading program is with the Smith Center. They are bringing the production Hamilton to town, and they heard of Billy Allen, our Whitney Library branch manager on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, I guess, and saw some of his hip hop kind of story times that he does, and thought that that would be just an awesome blend with kind of the work that the Hamilton cast does. And so when a touring production company comes into town, they like to have their cast members get out and do outreach into the community. And this is the way that they're able to give back. So we've partnered with the Smith Center to offer a free Hamilton hip hop story time at Whitney Library that's happening tomorrow. And cast members from Hamilton will be there, and Billy will be reading to the kids in a style of hip hop.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we're appreciative and thankful to the Smith Center for their partnership with our summer reading program. They're also giving away some Hamilton tickets for those who have pre-registered for the reading program. So winners have been selected and are being notified of that.
And like all of the library's programs at no charge to our residents. Are there any other questions for Mr. McNally?
Matt, will they be doing the summer lunch program again, the feeding program? I don't know how you want to phrase it.
Yes, no, thank you for bringing that up. It's a kids meet up and eat up program. It's a partnership that we have with 3 Square Food Bank, where they have nutritional meals that they provide throughout the summertime to kids who are, maybe a bit more food insecure. And they're able to come into the library, get that nutritional meal. Hopefully they engage in some of our other activities while they're here at the library. And it's a great way that we're able to help with that type of social service.
How many of our libraries are doing this?
I don't know this. I don't know the specific number. I could follow up in
About?
my next board report, but it's around 10, I think.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
In our areas of most need, I'm sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep. And 3 Square has restrictions set by US Department of Agriculture of, where they, need to provide this service. And so a lot of that is determined based on community need and meeting those requirements from USDA. I believe every place that our libraries operate that fits the requirements, I believe the service is being offered.
That's great. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Director McNally? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other reports that trustees would like to bring forward? Seeing none, I will accept the reports and move on to new business consent agenda. Could I have a motion to accept the consent agenda? This is the purchase of a new van for gallery services.
I move to accept.
Second.
Second.
A motion from trustee Sanchez, second from trustee Foyt. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Agenda item number 8B1. Discussion and possible board action regarding contract awards for the purchase of furniture, shelving, and accessories for the West Las Vegas Library. Mr. Vino.
Good evening, everyone. John Vino, General Services Director. This is going to be a little bit of a long one, so I'll try to read it through. Just stop me if anybody has any questions. This is kind of hard to believe we're here, but our last big item for the West Las Vegas Library that we'll have to bring forward to you. We're just approached 75% done on the library. Everything is going smoothly, so we'll just keep at it. This is a motion for contract award for our FF&E. Funds are allocated in the capital project funds for the purchase of furniture, shelving, and accessories for the West Las Vegas Library. Procurement included 3 separate invitations to bid: 2506, ITB 2507, and ITB 2508. The invitations were advertised in the Review Journal, posted on district websites, emailed to minority chambers, and posted on the Nevada Government e-Marketplace. The bids were open on April 25th, 2025, and the bid results are as follows. So for bid 2506, which was our steel case furniture, contract award is going to be for Creation Spaces. I have to read the amounts at the end anyway, so I'm just going to go through who we are awarding it to, and then when we get to the actual motion, I'll read the dollar amounts so I don't have to read them twice for you. Bid 2507 is for library furniture Miller Knoll. Hendricks Butler was the lowest responsible bidder. Bid number 3 as a result is 2508. This is general furniture. There were 8 separate bid lots for bid number 18. This is typically furniture that doesn't require an agency or have, it's more open for general bidding. So for Anova Furnishings, we received 1 bid. So the lowest bidder was Office Furniture Concepts. Other than 1 vendor, just as a side note, all the bids are local companies.
Which one is not local?
The Arizona.
Okay.
Bid group 2, Arcadia, was again Office Furniture Concepts. Bid group 3, Demco, was awarded to Creative Spaces. Encore Seating, Office Furniture Concepts. Bid 5, ERG International, Office Furniture Concepts. Heartwork, Office Furniture Concepts. Bid Group 7, Hightower Furniture, Office Furniture Concepts. Bid Group 8, Kleinhauer, Office Furniture Concepts. Bid Group 9, which is our KI, Office Furniture Concepts. Bid Group 2, Landscape Forms, Office Furniture Concepts. Media Technologies was Bid Groups 11, that went to Arizona Furnishings. Bid Group 12 went to, it's our Mighty Light Furniture. You'll note on that one, we received an alternate, which we didn't accept. Mighty Lights are standard, and although it was cheaper, the difference in warranty was 5 years versus 15, and it was a completely different type of furniture that they were submitting, and we kind of mix and match our furniture through the district. So on that one, I didn't really accept. We went with our standard. So,
I have a question on that because I noticed that you guys have done that on a couple of them, which is fine. But it's usually the same vendor, Arizona Furnishings.
Yeah, I only, if you'll notice like on Bid Group 8, they gave us an ad alternate, but it wasn't the lowest, so we didn't have to decide. I think there were only 2 where the ad alternate was actually the lowest, where we had to decline the ad alternate. I'll call that out as I get to them. If it was, if we went for a higher bid number to stay with our standards is typically why. although now that you mention it, the high tower was another one. And the difference there was the high tower, the selection that was created was kind of a custom couch that's one piece. It's the main piece in the lobby. They try to recreate that with a bunch of sectionals. That was not cheaper, but not the same.
Not in the bid. Not,
Yeah,
that's
it
not
was
what you
their
wanted one
own
to do.
design and we didn't want a bunch of sectionals. We wanted what the interior designers had created. So Mighty Light, OFS, again, went to Creative Spaces. They are a local company. You guys may remember them as Maccabee, which has worked for the district for a long time. They just changed their names, new company. Peter Pepper Products went to Arizona Furnishings. Office of Furniture Concepts, one, the recycling away, which is all our recycling bins for the new building. Surface Works, bid group 16 went to Office Furniture Concepts. Bid 17 went to Creative Spaces, and bid 18, our stacks, our shelving, went to Arizona Furnishings. So what does this all mean? What it means is we bid $30, or we had budgeted $30 a square foot for the building, 1.25, a little over 1.25 million, and we came in at 2750, so slightly under budget. Partly, I think, because, we were aware of what was going on. East Vegas was close to 23 or 24 dollars a square foot, so we had built in the expected increase. And it's a little bit of, what we've seen, inflation, but of course, West Las Vegas has 13 more rooms. It has a much larger lobby that needs quite a bit of furniture. So it's a combination of, we needed to buy more furniture, for the building, even though it's the same square feet. But it's also, as you're all, I'm sure, aware of, just the inflation and everything that comes into buying this type of product at this point in time. So with everyone's permission, I'll move on to the motion. Yep. So a motion to authorize staff to award contracts for the purchase of furniture, shelving, and accessories for the West Las Vegas Library in accordance with ITB 2606, ITB 2607, ITB 2608 as follows. ITB 2606, West Las Vegas Library Furniture Steel Case, contract award to Creative Spaces in the amount of $13,027.45. ITB 2607, West Las Vegas Furniture, Miller Knoll, contract award to Hendricks Butler, Nevada LLC, in the amount of $327,583. Bid group 2608, or bid 2608, the bid groups as follows. Bid group 1 to Office Furniture Concepts in the amount of $38,035. Bid group 2, Office Furniture Concepts, in the amount of $33,672.10. Bid group 3, Creative Spaces, in the amount of $17,537.06. Bid group 4, again to Office Furniture Concepts, in the amount of $19,527.93. Bid group 4, Office Furniture Concepts, in the amount of $21,865. Bid group 6, again to Office Furniture Concepts, in the amount of $10,575. Bid group 7, Office Furniture Concepts, $13,366. Bid group 8, Office Furniture Concepts, $22,163.85. Bid group 9, Office Furniture Concepts, $121,268.38. Bid group 10, Office Furniture Concepts, $56,528. Bid group 11, Arizona Furnishings, in the amount of $21,600. Bid group 12, Office Furniture Concepts, in the amount of $20,153.25. Bid group 13, Creative Spaces, in the amount of $85,579.75. Bid group 14, Arizona Furnishings, in the amount of $22,526.13. Bid Group 15, Office Furniture Concepts, $24,015. Bid Group 16, Office Furniture Concepts in the amount of $14,867.73. Bid Group 17, Creative Spaces, in the amount of $20,144.44. And then last, our shelving, Bid Group 18, Arizona Furnishings in the amount of $222,531.93, which is actually a reduction from East Vegas. It's slightly less furnished. We were a little worried about that one with, just everything going on. So pretty happy to see that came in right on budget too. Happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions for Mr. Vino?
Yes, I just have one.
Trustee Williams?
If anyone or one of these companies who wasn't awarded, was there a time limit that they could?
We start our, we put notice on Nevada government e-marketplace of who is being awarded, and that starts the process. They're 5 days to protest if they're.
Okay, so there was no protest?
There was no protest.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Vino?
Just a comment.
Trustee Sanchez?
Just want to say great job,
you,
especially
appreciate it.
knowing what we've been going through and looking at inflation. I know we talked about this several meetings ago about what would things cost because we weren't sure. So great job. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Any other questions for Mr. Vino? If not, I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
I second.
We have a motion from Vice Chair Rogers, a second from Trustee Sanchez. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Vino.
Thank you all very much. And again, an invitation to come by and walk the building. Yeah.
Trustee
Trustee
Foyt and I
Foyt,
had the
yeah.
opportunity to
Yes,
do
we
that, and
appreciated
it
it.
was absolutely amazing. So thank you for your
Thank you.
hospitality. Agenda item number 8B2, public hearing on the Las Vegas Clark County Library District tentative budget for fiscal year 2025-2026. Could I have a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion to open the public hearing.
We have a motion from Trustee Sanchez. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second.
A second from Trustee Foyt. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Mr. Cabayas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the record, my name is Florestan Cabayas, Chief Financial Officer, here to present the fiscal year 2026 budget. And before I dive into the numbers, I wanted to draw your attention to the photo in the title slide. This was taken about 2 weeks ago at the West Las Vegas construction site, and you'll see members of the financial services team standing in front of the building. And we're all really excited to see the progress of construction firsthand, even though the ground was a muddy mess that day because of rain the night before. The investment in the West Las Vegas project is a large one in the community, and it's a reminder of what the board's budget decisions support. And the 2026 budget supports investment in this type of community impact. It supports the completion of the West Las Vegas Library, our commitment to service excellence, and it keeps the district stable and ready, future ready. So the budget that's required to be submitted to the Nevada Department of Taxation has been provided to the board, including all details necessary. Here, I'm going to walk through an overview of the budget, starting with revenues. Thank you. The revenue outlook is positive across all funds for the district. General fund revenues are increasing because of higher property tax collections, which is reflecting stable property tax values, assessed property tax values across Las Vegas and Clark County. The special revenue funds are conservatively estimated to stay flexible in case of unexpected gifts and grants. The capital projects fund benefits from previously secured high yield investments, even though we are expecting interest rates nationally to decline. Importantly, the district remains debt-free, which keeps our financial flexibility for future needs. On the expenditure side, general fund increases are primarily due to personnel-related costs, reflecting contractual salary and benefit obligations effective July 1st. Again, in the special revenue funds, they're designed to accommodate future or potentially unexpected grants and revenues. The Capital Projects Fund shows an increase to support major investments, including the West Las Vegas Library Project, essential tech upgrades, and building maintenance. And I'll say it again, we carry no debt, which distinguishes the district positively from other public agencies. I'll move on to the general fund or operating fund, starting with revenues. Revenues are increasing primarily due to increases in assessed property values. As I mentioned, property tax revenues is the largest source of revenue for the district. Consolidated sales tax is our second largest source of revenues. That's driven by consumer spending. And in previous financial services reports, I've referred to the difficulty that financial services has had in identifying monthly revenues and comparing them to prior years. It's due to the state of Nevada's modernization of their financial reporting system, which has been updated. So we now have current fiscal year to date CTX revenues, and we can identify a trend. And it is showing that CTX revenues are trending down and may come in lower than originally budgeted in fiscal year 2025. And that downward trend may continue into fiscal year 2026. This was acknowledged by the state of Nevada at its economic forum earlier this month. Those budgets are based on the projections by the state every year. So with that potential slowdown in consumer spending, it's not much of a surprise. Financial services staff meets regularly with the executive director to discuss the economic environment and potential challenges to the environment. So we were well aware of the potential downtrend in spending. Last year, we discussed this at the last budget hearing. And under the executive director's guidance, we chose not to create new positions in the current fiscal year. And as discussed at the last board meeting, we are always mindfully filling vacancies and making sure they align with operational needs. Another action we took was to more actively control expenditures in services and supplies. And we are on track to save approximately $3 to $4 million in costs compared to the budget for the current fiscal year. So moving on to expenditures in the general fund. Personnel costs are our largest expense as expected. And again, it reflects scheduled pay increases and rising benefit costs. Service and supply expenditures have increased due to the increase in cost in major contracts, including landscaping, security, and janitorial costs. Our library media materials budget is set at 15% of total general fund expenditures, which aligns with board policy and our commitment to provide high quality materials to our customers. This pie chart demonstrates the library district's fiscal discipline and operational efficiency. I'll highlight salaries and benefits, total personnel costs, and it represents 62% of the total operating budget. That number may seem high, but it's actually very lean. Many local governments, especially those that provide direct human services, maintain personnel costs as a percentage of their total operating budgets of 70%, 80%, or even higher. And the district, as the library district, really is labor intensive because our core service is people helping people. And maintaining a percentage of total cost of 62% is really a notable accomplishment. It shows careful financial management over years, along with strategic staffing, and especially under Director Watson's leadership since the pandemic. Another thing to consider with respect to personnel costs, as far as long-term implications, is that it compounds over time. So with raises and benefits building year after year, that just, again, reminds us that we need to control personnel costs closely. So this is a major part of our budget approach, balancing people with operational flexibility. Ending fund balances represents each fund's reserve. The projected ending fund balance of $15 million in the general fund represents about 15% of total general fund expenditures. Staff considers that a healthy reserve, and it aligns our approach of maintaining resiliency to address any potential economic downturns. I'd like to also note that the $18 million budgeted to be transferred from the general fund to the capital projects fund is not guaranteed. Depending on operational needs, the district can choose not to transfer all of those funds to the capital projects fund. And so this is another major aspect of our budget approach, balancing capital needs with operational stability. The gift fund, grant fund, and debt service fund are relatively smaller funds that maintain stable ending fund balances from year to year. They're designed to break even, so all expected revenues are matched to all planned expenditures for a given year. Here we have a summary of all budget activity for the capital projects fund. Starting with the first column to the left, that shows ending fund balances at the end of fiscal year 2025. And so that becomes the available resources for fiscal year 2026. In the second column, you'll see how the $18 million transfer from the general fund is allocated among the different capital programs. The third column shows $1.5 million in investment income, and that's going to be allocated 100% to the capital construction program. The second to last column shows the actual budgeted expenditures for fiscal year 2026, and that leads to the budgeted ending fund balance as of the end of fiscal year 2026, which becomes the available resources for future needs. Major capital priorities include the top three that you're seeing there. That would be technology, building maintenance and repair, and capital construction, which of course includes the West Las Vegas project. What's not included in the budget is savings, potential savings from the New Markets Tax Credit Program. At the last meeting, staff and the trustees also discussed federal risk to funding that the district receives. Federal funding risk or losses in the federal portion of the New Markets Tax Program has not materialized, nor do we expect it to. However, the state piece has the expectation of the net benefit there has dropped by about $1 million. In February, staff updated the Finance and Audit Committee of the expected net benefit, and at that time it was $6 million. Today, that amount is $5 million, and that's due to structural changes in the transaction that was out of all parties' control. And a result of that is also a larger contribution that the district will be required to make into the program in the current fiscal year, meaning there isn't an increase in total construction costs based on this change in the New Markets program, but costs that were anticipated to be spent in fiscal year 2026 is going to be shifted to fiscal year 2025. And this wasn't contemplated when the budget was prepared a year ago. So staff will be bringing an agenda item to request authorization to raise the budget in the capital projects fund to accommodate this higher contribution. I'll be bringing the board more details with respect to that budget authorization change, but unless trustees have questions now, I can address those as well.
I have a question on the budget authorization change. Once we go over that and we were to do that, do you have to submit that to the state? Or is this a budget authorization change just within the library? I'm sorry, I got a little confused there.
Yes, no, that's a great point. Traditionally, a change of the budget would require a budget augmentation, as it's called, to the state, but that's based on a change in other factors in the budget. For example, revenues increased, so the district may want to spend more to utilize those revenues. This is different in that that hasn't changed, that type of change hasn't taken place, but we do have available funding budgeted in other funds. For example, the grant fund has, as I mentioned, a conservative budget of about $20 million. An organization can take budget appropriations from a fund like the grant fund and transfer it to the capital projects fund, as we're going to be requesting here, in order to have the ability to increase the amount of expenditure spending for that fiscal year. that would be considered a budget amendment. So that's different from an augmentation, and it would only require authorization from the Board of Trustees.
Okay, that answers my question. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I mentioned earlier that CTX revenues are expected to come down. The expected net benefit of the new markets program is expected to come down. And of course, we all know that we're facing a lot of economic uncertainty in the macroeconomic environment. But I've also discussed throughout the presentation the district's budget approach under the leadership of Executive Director Watson and execution by the administrative team. The district is financially prepared for whatever comes next. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Cabayas. We'll have you take a step back for a brief minute. This is a public hearing. Is there any members of the public who wish to comment at this time? Seeing none, I'll accept a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing?
We have a motion from Trustee Sanchez. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Trustee Foyt. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. We are no longer in public hearing. Agenda number 8B3, discussion and possible board action to adopt the Las Vegas Clark County Library District's final budget for fiscal year 2025-2026. Mr. Cabayas. Are there any questions from the board for Mr. Cabayas?
I don't have any questions because I think you did a really good job explaining the presentation. So thank you for that. But I do have a comment. I just want to make sure, I know that we talked about this at the last board meeting, but if the CTX numbers go down, and if there's a hole in the budget for the state and there's some monies that, you know, like you said, there's going to be $1 million that we're not going to be counting on. Just hopefully that we continue doing what we're doing, which is holding the line with personnel positions, because I think that's been the saving grace here, because that is the biggest part of the general fund. It takes 62% of our accounting. So if I just would like to say that for the records, that's just something I hope you guys continue to do, because we just don't know where things are going to go a year from now. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Williams.
Yes, I did have a question because I didn't see it there. And knowing we haven't received the information, but knowing at some particular point in time, we have discussed a funding of a potential loan to the foundation to get that kind of going. I didn't see that in there as a potential. I don't know where that would come from, but it seems to be some type of, it may be a substantial amount. I don't know what that looks like, but
So
I mean, I don't know if that's an appropriate question for now or for then, but have we budgeted for that, or what is that?
Yes, I believe you're referring to the contribution to the foundation under the New Markets Tax Credit Program? Or are we talking about
are you talking about the foundation agreement?
The foundation agreement. I know it's going to come to us eventually for that agreement, and it does have a financial tag to it. I don't know what that will be. The board will have to, you know.
It doesn't have a financial, whatever agreement we come up with the foundation will not have a financial impact upon the library district's operating our budget. That's a separate, that's a wholly separate conversation. The foundation funds that we would be talking about are our funds that are with the foundation, again, which will be a separate conversation that is not a budget impact for the library district.
Okay, I just didn't know where it would come from, or if it was part of the gift money or whatever it is, but okay.
There actually has been a change in the collection of bookstore revenues, if I can speak to that, Director Watson.
Okay.
That was revenues that was previously collected by the foundation, but there was a change in the law that, you know, mandated that the district keep those funds directly. And so that is an additional revenue stream that the district is collecting, that's offsetting any additional costs and supports the general fund or operating fund.
Okay.
And that's about the $300,000 a
That's
year.
approximately $300,000 a year.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions for Mr. Cabayas? If not, I will accept a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion from Trustee Rogers. Was that
I'll second.
Trustee Williams? And just for the record, the motion is to adopt the final Las Vegas Clark County Library District's fiscal year 2025-2026 budget, subject to any modifications as directed by trustees and instruct staff to adjust estimated fiscal year 2025-2026 revenues in accordance with the final estimates from the Department of Taxation, provided such estimates are received in sufficient time for staff to make adjustments by the June 1st, 2025 filing deadline. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Thank you. Moving on to agenda item number 10, announcements. The Risk Management Committee meeting will be held on Thursday, June 12th, 2025 at 4 p.m. at the Centennial Hills Library. The nominating committee meeting will be held on Thursday, June 12th, 2025 at 4:30 p.m. at the Centennial Hills Library. The June meeting will be held on Thursday, June 12th at 5 p.m. also at the Centennial Hills Library. The July board meeting will be held on Thursday, July 10th, the day after my birthday, at 5 p.m. at the Rainbow Library. And the September board meeting will be held on Thursday, September 11th at 5 p.m. at the Windmill Library. Are there any other announcements that I'm not aware of? Perfect. We'll move on to agenda item number 11, public comment. Is there any public comment at this time?
No, there isn't.
Then I will close public comment and move on to agenda item number 12, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
We have a motion from
Second.
trustee Sanchez, second from trustee Williams. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, no. We are adjourned at 5:54. Thank you.